going on, guys? So welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. Thanks for clicking on my video. My name is Naja and I go by NiJaMonaeTV, and I just talk about all things life and beauty and just lifestyle and whatever comes to mind. So yes, I'm just catching up. So if you want to catch up with me, stay tuned. What's going on, y'all? So I have been gone for quite some time, and yeah, let's just get into the mess, I guess. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about in this video because I just really wanted to organically catch up with you guys. Okay, so first things first is this pandemic is a gift and a curse for me and my family. Honestly, okay, so some of you guys may not know, but I still live with my parents, and honestly, I feel like before the pandemic, it was one of those things where it was just like, oh, can't wait to get out. Me and Deontay were really figuring everything out, and then when the pandemic hit, obviously, it kind of put a lot of things into perspective as far as ooh, this is probably not the best time to just be trying to get our own place. But it has been such a hard thing to deal with because it's we are all living in one room, and it's so frustrating because I think it makes us get on each other's nerves even more. It's we love each other, but I think when you live together with your spouse, I think it's different when you can just go to another part of the house. But when the part of the house is one room, you okay, somebody need to leave real quick. Even if someone goes to get in the shower and is in there longer than usual, whatever the case may be, it can just become a lot at times, honestly. But it has taught me to be open about uncomfortable things, having those uncomfortable conversations with your spouse. And not necessarily that anything is wrong, but there's a lot of things that you start paying close attention to when you're just kind of forced to deal with stuff and face things. Honestly, this pandemic has slowed down life so much for, I think, everybody in the world. And like I said, it's been a gift and a curse, but the good thing that has come out of it is obviously spending more time with my family, exploring more things about each other that we like and that we don't like, and just kind of bettering our communication. And just like I said, having those uncomfortable conversations, things that I don't normally want to talk about. I'm sure that Deontay gets tired of hearing about certain things, but my thing is, I only want to do this one time. We have a child together. We want to eventually get married. I don't want, when we decide to head down that road of marriage, to be okay, let's face all the hard things. And it's let's face all the hard things now, so that way we don't have a crap load of work to do when it's time to get married. I just want it to be a joyous time, not to be going through mad counseling and then now trying to bring up all these issues that we probably should have brought up a long time ago. But yeah, and then also I think for me and Deontay, I don't know, some of y'all may not know, I don't think I've ever talked about this, but when me and Deontay got together, we were together for probably about a year, I think, if that. And I ended up getting pregnant with Sophia. Now, granted, me and Deontay had been talking to each other and dealing with each other for years before that or whatever. So it wasn't it's just that we had just made it official. We are two in a relationship and it's just us. So I guess in a timeline like that, you can say that things kind of happen fairly fast. So I always think about that because I'm although I feel like it was good for us and it worked out for us by the grace of God, because a lot of situations like that, it doesn't work. The good thing I can say about us is that we waited to get into a relationship until we both felt like we were ready. So I think that's why things ended up working out after the fact. But because of a child being involved in an official relationship so soon, I feel like we didn't really get a chance to really be one-on-one for very long before it was like 3 of us. So with that being said, I have been on his back about date night. I'm like, look, I know we in the house, but we need to try to like do stuff like in the house. Like we need to be creative and do things like that. And I just don't know why that's so hard for men to do. It's like, I don't know if it's because as like women, we're like super duper creative and we want to DIY stuff and put like string lights here and sheets here and this. Like we would do the most. But you tell them to do stuff and they like, I mean, I don't know how to do what you want me to do. I mean, I tried, you know, I've been trying, I've been thinking. They think is, I've been thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? I just been thinking. And I'm like, boy, you've been thinking for like months, okay? I need a date night. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's just been, you know, ups and downs or whatever, because it's like you can't really do anything. You can't really go anywhere and sometimes have that little mini break. So there's little things that we have now done to kind of like give each other a little bit of space. So that way when we are, you know, together and we're talking and things like that, it's not like, oh, you again? Hi. It's not like that. And then obviously Sophia, an update on Sophia. She is doing really, really well. She will be 5 this year. My baby will be officially starting school this year. I am really, really nervous. We don't know how that's going to go considering the current times. So yeah, that's all the update. And she's just, you know, maturing. She's learning, saying new things every day, and she's just still a busy bee, and she doesn't listen. That's it. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is social media. I was thinking about this because I was talking to my best friend the other day, and we were talking about just social media and how you perceive yourself on social media when you are in a relationship. And I'm not going to go into what we were talking about per se, but my thing is, I've always been a stickler on how you present yourself online when you are in a relationship. I've never been too fond of the whole like, it's just Instagram, it's just Facebook, it's just Twitter, it's just, you know, I don't know what is other stuff. Like, to me, it's not just that, because if you're entertaining these social media platforms, then it obviously is something. It means something to you. And I just kind of feel like if you're a single person, being reckless, saying whatever you want to say, it really doesn't hold any weight, because there's nobody tied to the other end of that weight. You know, if you get what I mean? So I'm really big on like, hey, if you're going to go online and if you're going to say provocative things or whatever, it's cool if you're single. It's not cool if you're in a relationship. Everybody feels differently about that, and I know a lot of people get so like touchy when the social media thing is brought up in relationships, but I honestly feel like it just depends on the person. Some people, if both parties kind of feel like, I don't really care, then it just is what it is. But when you have one party that is like, I don't like this, you know, it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. I know when me and Deontay, when we first started dating, that was definitely something that I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this. You know, because I'm a strong believer, and not just with social media, but anything. Sometimes when you put out certain energy, even if you are being harmless and you're just clearly just having fun, you can definitely bring in that type of energy. You can bring in the wrong type of energy and attention that you may not be seeking. But that doesn't mean that other people aren't going to give it to you, because they might be on that type of time. So you have to be really careful about how you perceive yourself on social media, because I'm like, it can easily turn left and now you looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I only say that because this was like before we were in a relationship, during my single days, and I just remember just online chilling, basically being too available online. And I know some of y'all like, why does that make a difference? Like, you should be able to just post your stuff and move on. But I feel like just being so available sometimes make people feel like, oh, you always up here. So then people feel the need to chime in and have conversations with you, and then conversations become DMs, and then DMs become, you know, hey, what's your number, you know? And I feel like when I first started to experience that, I was like, this is how this happens. This is exactly how this happened. I'm not doing anything. I'm single at the time. I'm chilling. I'm online. And somehow me and this person starts having a conversation, and it's like, how did this even, and it's like, okay, it's time for me to get off. And I really wasn't interested in talking to anyone at the time, and I just was just chilling. I was just online. So it was like, you know, it's like I said, when you're really not trying to get that type of attention, sometimes you can bring in that type of attention just by just being too available, or sometimes saying things as if you want that attention. And some people be knowing what they're doing, because some people will be like, oh, I'm just talking, but then you say things that almost kind of you're asking for a response. So I'm just saying, I mean, if you single, have at it, you know, have a good time, talk to all the people that you want to. It is what it is. But you in a relationship and you up there talking like you single, I see a lot of single people online. I just see a lot of single people online. I don't be wanting to say nothing, but I just be like, oh, aren't you in a, okay, yeah, okay, like, this seems like a little attention seeking, but I be trying to mind my business though, okay? Blame it on the pandemic. I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm just looking, and then I just mind my business. I just turn a blind eye. I just be like, ooh, okay, it's hot over there. I don't want nothing to do with whatever they got going on over there. But y'all, it is late, and your girl needs to go to sleep, and my child needs to go to sleep as well. So I will see y'all in my next video, y'all. Thank y'all for catching up with me, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.